I welcome you warmly to our channel.
So, let's break down a story that feels like it could have been written this morning, but honestly, it has the weight of an ancient legend. It's a ballad, really, all about a promise, a pretty devastating betrayal, and this chilling symbol that starts to bubble up from the whispers of a nation, the new prison.
And it all kicks off with this line, just this quiet, haunting whisper that really sets the stage. So, what is this new prison? Right now, it's not even a real place. It's just an idea, a rumor floating around in the dusk. But trust me, this one idea is going to become the engine for this entire story. All right, so let's get right to it. What are we actually talking about here? Well, the new prison, it's not a place for just random punishment. Think of it as the ultimate promise of accountability. It's this powerful idea that having power doesn't make you untouchable. In fact, it means the exact opposite. The more power you have, the bigger the consequences when you abuse it.
Our story begins where a lot of them do, with just this incredible sense of hope. You can almost feel the energy, right? The people, with voices stormed and torches blazed, are lifting up new leaders. They give them what the ballad calls a crimson crown, which is this really potent symbol of the immense trust they've just put in their hands.
But yeah, this is exactly where that shadow starts to creep in. Almost as soon as these new rulers take charge, that whisper starts up again. See, the new prison isn't some threat from an outside enemy. It's a reminder from the people themselves. It's a warning that says, hey, accountability is the price you pay for power.
And wow, does that warning turn out to be necessary? It's almost shocking how fast all that hope just sours into betrayal. The ballad tells us how the ancient rogues, the very same people they just overthrew, start creeping back into the halls of power. And suddenly, this brand new era starts to look an awful lot like the old one.
The list of crimes is just damning, and it kicks off with the nation's wealth. The people's trust gets shattered right at its foundation, as the country's economic security is just plundered. And not with a big explosion, but with the quiet, deliberate turn of a key.
And the betrayal just gets deeper. It moves from the money in the treasury to the very soil under their feet. The land, which is the foundation of their whole identity, is sold off, piece by piece. That severs the people's connection not just to their wealth, but to their home.
And then, the corruption just rots the whole system from the inside out. It's not just about stealing anymore. Now the rulers start dismantling the law itself. They're protecting criminals, sheltering wrongdoing, right out in the open. And here's the final nail in the coffin, the thing that completes this whole picture of betrayal. We see where all that stolen wealth ends up. It's not put back into the country, nope. It's hoarded away in foreign bank vaults. It's the ultimate act of disconnecting from the very people they were supposed to serve.
And the ballad is just brutal about making it clear that this isn't some abstract political problem. This has a real, devastating human cost. Every single line here, it represents a whole universe of suffering for real people whose lives are being absolutely destroyed by the greed of their leaders.
But here's the thing about despair. It's not the end of this story. In fact, it's the fuel. All that collective suffering, it ignites a fire. And those quiet whispers about the new prison, well, they finally erupt into this unified, thunderous roar for change.
And what's so incredible is that this movement wasn't just a few pockets of people. It was total. I mean, from the farmer out in the field to the worker on the factory floor, from the teacher in the classroom to families out in the streets, every single part of society found its voice and joined this chorus. They were all marching as one.
And this right here, this is their rallying cry. The demand is so simple, but so powerful and clear. They're not asking for favors anymore. They're not looking for compromises. They are demanding truth. They are demanding accountability. They are demanding that the promise of the new prison finally be fulfilled.
So, now we get to the reckoning. And the ballad makes a really, really crucial distinction here. What the people are after isn't some kind of bloodthirsty revenge. It's a measured, righteous restoration of order.
And this is such an important point the ballad makes. The people aren't just some angry mob looking for blind retaliation. No, they're bringing a torch of truth into the darkness. This is all about using a righteous scale to hold the guilty accountable for their specific crimes, seizing the liars and those with unclean hands.
And just like that, the powerful, they fall. All the symbols of their authority, their titles, their fancy flags, their palaces, it all becomes meaningless. They're stripped of their stolen power,
and they're marched off to face the very consequences they were so sure they were immune to.
You might think the story ends there, right? Bad guys get what they deserve, but the ballad actually takes it one step further. Its final act is to turn this whole saga into a permanent lesson, one that gets etched into the nation's memory so that, hopefully, it never ever happens again.
With justice finally served, you can feel this sense of renewal just wash over the land. The air is clear again, that despair lifts, and it's replaced not with some naive optimism, but with a hard-won peace. It's a hope that's grounded in the new reality that nobody is above the law.
And then the ballad just zooms all the way out, leaving us with its final echoing truth. This story, it was never just about one nation or one period in time. It's a timeless principle. While tyrants might be the ones to seize power, it is always the people who hold the ultimate authority to write the final chapter.
Which of course brings this whole timeless question right to our doorstep, doesn't it? In our world, with its complex laws, its global markets, and its digital outrage, what form does the new prison take for us today? What is that ultimate symbol of inescapable justice? Well, that's the question the ballad leaves us all to answer.
Thank you very much for watching.